Welcome back to Channel Nation of Glory. Today, we bring you the story of a man who turned dreams into destiny. A man who rose from the streets of London to become a global icon, not just of football, but of determination, discipline, and devotion. His life is not just a tale of goals and glory, it's a journey of resilience, love, and legacy. This is the emotional story of David Robert Joseph Beckham, the boy who kicked a ball in the park and ended up changing the world forever. David Beckham was born on May 2, 1975, in Leytonstone, London. From the moment he could walk, he had a ball at his feet. His parents, Ted and Sandra, were die-hard Manchester United fans, and every weekend, little David watched the team play with wide eyes, dreaming that one day, he'd wear that famous red shirt. His father worked long hours as a kitchen fitter, his mother as a hairdresser, but no matter how busy life got, the Beckhams always made time for football. By the age of 7, David's passion had already taken over his life. While other kids played video games, he was out on the pitch, practicing free kicks until the streetlights came on. He wasn't the biggest, the fastest, or the strongest, but what he had was focus. He would spend hours perfecting his shot, shaping that famous bend that one day, the whole world would know as "Bend It Like Beckham." At 11, his dreams started taking shape when he won a talent contest organized by Bobby Charlton's soccer school. His skills caught the eye of Manchester United scouts, and soon, the boy from London found himself moving north, stepping into the academy of his childhood heroes. It was the first big step in a journey that would make him one of the most famous athletes on earth. But it wasn't easy. The young Beckham was homesick, shy, and often the target of older boys' jokes. Yet, he never gave up. He worked harder, trained longer, and played smarter. Every practice, every drill, every sprint, he did it with one goal in mind: to make it to the first team. That dream came true in 1992. Sir Alex Ferguson, the legendary Manchester United manager, saw something special in the young lad, a rare combination of talent, humility, and fire. Beckham made his debut at just 17. It was the start of something extraordinary. The following years were nothing short of magical. David became part of the iconic class of '92 alongside Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, and others, a group that would go on to define an era in football. With his pinpoint passing, deadly free kicks, and tireless energy, Beckham quickly became a fan favorite. He wasn't just playing football, he was painting art on the pitch. In 1996, the world truly took notice. During a game against Wimbledon, Beckham scored a goal from the halfway line, a strike so audacious, it left the crowd and commentators speechless. That moment transformed him from a talented player into a global superstar. But fame came with a price. Every camera turned to him, every move was scrutinized. The tabloids followed his every step, especially after he met Victoria Adams, better known as Posh Spice from the Spice Girls. The footballer and the pop star, it was a match that fascinated the world. Together, they became one of the most talked about couples on the planet. Yet, behind the fame, David remained grounded. He was still the same boy who loved his parents, adored his teammates, and lived for the game. But the late 1990s brought both triumph and heartbreak. In 1998, during the World Cup, England faced Argentina. Beckham, frustrated after being fouled by Diego Simeone, kicked out at him, a small act that led to a red card. England lost, and the nation turned on him. For months, he faced hatred. Fans booed him, newspapers mocked him, and some even burned effigies of him. For a 23-year-old, it was brutal. But instead of breaking him, it made him stronger. Beckham returned to Manchester United, determined to prove everyone wrong. And he did. In 1999, he played a key role in one of the greatest seasons in football history. United won the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the UEFA Champions League, the legendary treble. Beckham's assists, crosses, and leadership were vital. The boy who was once hated became a national hero again. But David Beckham wasn't just conquering football, he was redefining celebrity. He became the face of brands, graced magazine covers, and brought style into the world of sports. Whether it was his hairstyles, tattoos, or fashion choices, he became a trendsetter. Yet, through it all, he never lost his love for the game. In 2003, after years of success with United, a new chapter began. Following a much-publicized disagreement with Sir Alex Ferguson, Beckham transferred to Real Madrid. The move made global headlines. In Spain, he joined a team of legends Zidane, Ronaldo, Figo, and Roberto Carlos the Galacticos. The pressure was enormous, but Beckham's work ethic and professionalism shone through. Despite early challenges, he won the hearts of Madrid fans. His free kicks, his passion, and his humility broke barriers. And though trophies were fewer than expected, his impact went far beyond numbers. He brought English spirit and global attention to the club, becoming a bridge between football cultures. Off the field, his life with Victoria blossomed. They had 4 beautiful children: Brooklyn, Romeo, Cruz, and Harper, and despite the chaos of fame, they remained a tight-knit family. Wherever he played, his family followed, turning stadiums into homes and hotels into memories. In 2007, Beckham made another surprising move, this time to the United States, joining the LA Galaxy. Critics laughed, calling it the end of his career. But David had a vision to grow football in America. And that's exactly what he did. When he arrived, soccer was still struggling for attention in the US, but Beckham's arrival changed everything. Stadiums sold out, TV ratings rose, and kids started wearing Galaxy shirts. His charisma and passion brought football to mainstream America. His time in LA wasn't easy. Injuries, media pressure, and doubts surrounded him. But Beckham, as always, fought back. He led his team to 2 MLS Cup titles, proving that he wasn't just a marketing star, he was still a world-class player. After LA, he had short stints with AC Milan and Paris Saint-Germain, showing once again that age couldn't dull his passion. In 2013, after helping PSG win the French title, Beckham decided to retire. It was an emotional farewell. Tears filled his eyes as he left the pitch one last time, knowing that a chapter had closed, but his legacy had only just begun. Retirement didn't mean rest. Beckham became a businessman, a philanthropist, and a global ambassador for the sport. He worked with UNICEF, launched fashion lines, and inspired millions through his humility and generosity. But one dream still lingered: to create something lasting in football. That dream took shape in Inter Miami CF, a team Beckham co-founded in Major League Soccer. What began as a promise in his LA Galaxy contract became a reality years later. Beckham wasn't just a player anymore, he was a leader, a visionary, building a team from the ground up. Inter Miami quickly became one of the most exciting projects in world football, especially after the stunning arrival of Lionel Messi in 2023, a move that Beckham himself helped make possible. It was poetic. The boy who once idolized football's greats was now bringing them to play under his ownership. Through every stage of his life, one thing has remained constant: David Beckham's heart. From the parks of East London to the lights of Madrid, Los Angeles, and Miami, he's always played, led, and lived with love. Love for the game. Love for his family. Love for the people who believed in him even when the world didn't. He's more than a footballer. He's a symbol of hard work, grace, and global unity. A man who showed that you can be fierce and kind, humble and heroic, stylish yet sincere. And even today, when you see him standing on the sidelines, sharp suit, calm smile, you can still feel that same fire that once burned on the pitch. That same boy who looked up at Old Trafford and whispered, "One day, that will be me." David Beckham's story is proof that dreams don't just come true, they grow, evolve, and inspire others to chase their own. Because sometimes, it's not about how many goals you score, but how many hearts you touch. Thank you for watching this beautiful journey of David Beckham, the legend who turned every setback into strength and every challenge into change. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Channel Nation of Glory, where every story reminds us that greatness begins with a dream. Because heroes aren't born, they're made. One kick at a time. Soccer ball dizzy symbol.